farm that I do envision is probably going to be in Thunder Bay or outside of Thunder Bay, which is, I don't know if everybody knows where Thunder Bay is. It's in Northern Ontario, top of Lake Superior. So they do have a small organic farming community there as well. But I also envision using this other piece of property and creating, it's much more isolated, and it's about 30 minutes from a small town called Nipissing, and it will be more remote and fruit forest type farm.
The story would be about, I guess, how I built my farm and the personal journey through that, and all the people that were involved with it, and how we all came together to make this, piece of land turn into something special. Definitely have to talk about, all the places where I sourced my cuttings and my trees, how I came to bring this out there, and, because I'm in my head, I'm thinking, I do some wild things, like I'm out there, taking cuttings from different farms and collecting them and storing them in someone else's greenhouse, and then having other friends work with me to get them up here. So this whole community vibe and just this feel to sort of scramble to make something happen. And that first cutting that took root, just pulling it out and planting it in the ground and really have the sense of accomplishment. All the mulch that I went through, keeping track of how much mulch I have, this, yeah.
If I imagine 10 years of being on a farm, I mean, that's fairly intimate kind of lifestyle. So yeah, I'm imagining being grounded and really noticing things and the familiarity, but also all the different stuff that you can only absorb on a day-to-day basis by being somewhere for a long time. And I guess just really appreciating that.
I plan on going to chef school just so I can learn how to properly prepare all the things that I'm going to end up growing. So what's on the menu? Well, it's going to be the full shebang, sit down, drinks, socialize, appetizers, salads, main course, dessert, everything. And I love the freshness and taste that comes from one's own produce. So most of the stuff that's going to be on the table will be from this farm, or if someone, farming neighbors coming over, they'll bring something, but it would have maybe a pork roast or a beef roast from one of our animals. Maybe there's a chicken or a turkey on the table. Big salad, big whopping salad, loaves of bread. Maybe if this ever happens, some homemade beer, a little homemade wine, or, maybe Robert Cordy's the neighbor, he brings over a bottle of mead, who knows? And then, yeah, everyone's having a good time, socializing, chit-chat, food, all this stuff. That's that. To me, in so many ways, a good meal can define an area, can define a culture, a people. That preparation and sharing of food is so special and so sacred, and something that's so lost, I feel, or is becoming lost in our world. And for me, that's the reason that agriculture is something to believe in and something to be, fighting for. It's a way of being an activist. Because no one's really farmers anymore. This is a way of reclaiming the land. Not in a, we're gonna wave signs and be all angry and this stuff, but just doing it, just being, and knowing that you can share that with people. And I could bring friends from the city out and say, look, all this stuff on the table, I grew this stuff. And they'll be like, wow, man, it tastes so good. I just think that's paradise. If you can achieve that meal, that menu, that's it. That is pure happiness.